At just 21 years old, one player has achieved what many thought was impossible. Karltzy Nepomuceno became the most decorated player in MLBB history, surpassing even the likes of Doc Rebo with 4 MPL titles, 1 SEA Games Gold, 2 M Worlds, and the recent MSC title. But how did a player so young manage to accomplish so much? But before we continue, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and without further ado, let's start from the very beginning. Karl Gabriel Nepomuceno, born on August 22, 2004, was just a regular kid in the Philippines. But at around 13 years old, everything changed. A neighbor introduced him to MLBB, but here's the thing, he wasn't serious about it at first. He had already played other titles like Dota and League of Legends on PC, but MLBB stood out for one simple reason: its convenience. It was easy to pick up, quick to play, and instantly clicked with him. At that time, he had no idea professional leagues even existed. To him, it was just another game to enjoy with friends. But Karl's talent was undeniable. By age 14, he caught the attention of the semi-pro team Finesse Solid. In 2018, he made his MPL Philippines debut in Season 2, becoming one of the youngest players ever to compete in the league. Though initially, he played mid lane for Finesse Solid and later SGD Omega. This is where our story really begins, because what happened next would change Mobile Legends esports forever. Success came fast for Karltzy, but with it came an ego that would nearly destroy his career. In 2019, when MLBB made its debut at the Southeast Asian Games, Karl earned a spot on the Philippine national team, and his performance was nothing short of spectacular. Reports say he went 15-0 in scrimmages. That dominance carried over to the main event, where the Philippines defeated Indonesia 2-3 to claim the gold medal. This SEA Games victory was massive. It was the Philippines' first MLBB gold medal and put the country on the map, but it was just the beginning for Karltzy. In the following year, Bren Esports signed him. At the same time, the meta shifted, and the 1-3-1 strat was made popular. Due to this, Karltzy made a crucial decision. He switched his role from mid lane to jungle. This would be the move that will later define his career. In MPL Season 6, Bren Esports dominated the competition with an impressive 12-1 regular season record, ultimately claiming the MPL Philippines Championship and securing a slot at the upcoming M2 World Championship.
Hello, my friend! Habang yung Dragon dito ay sumusugod na, tumatakbo na ang side ng Omega. Flaptzy papasok ngayon ng Dragon Tail. Si Flaptzy! Wow! The super rookie! Ng konti si Karltzy dito kay Toshi. Kaso medyo nasa awkward position ng Bren Esports, ha? Naku po, ito ang gusto nilang laban pero may nakakap sa tatlo. Ang ganda ng kuha ni Doc Rebo. Mawala sila dito para kay hit. Pero yung paapoy! Review! Habang yung Dragon ay narito na. Huli kayo, Omega! 4 ang nawala sa kanila. They can finish this one. Ito na ba ang katapusan ng Omega? Merong minions dito. Si Karltzy ang natira, tatapusin na ng Bren. Ayaw na namin magpuyan. Bren Esports, ang pinakabagong kampiyon sa MPL Season 6. Hashtag Bren lang malakas!
Then came January 2021, the M2 World Championship in Singapore. Bren Esports entered as one of the favorites, but their path to glory was anything but easy. Early in the tournament, they were knocked down to the lower bracket by the Dark Horse team, Burmese Ghouls, yet Bren refused to give up. Fueled by determination, they battled their way back, defeating Todak, Alter Ego, and RRQ Hoshi to earn a Grand Finals rematch against the very team that had sent them down. The Grand Finals turned into a historic best-of-7 showdown. Both teams traded blows, neither willing to let go of the title.
It's out! Nice! Well, and look at this! The first down won't be there, but Burmese Ghouls go down!
Oh, that's going to be the important bump onto Karltzy. No! Not even a minute the last to go. And that's going to be Burmese Ghouls taking game number 4.
Tied at 3-3, with one last match to decide it all, Bren delivered.
Execute what it said. He gets kicked out backwards from TC. Now Champ pulled on in. He's trying to get on out of there. Maybe flickers forward, but now this is where Bren Esports. Oh my goodness!
And Kid is the only one left that he defend, ladies and gentlemen. Bren Esports are your M2 champions!
They emerged victorious with a 4-3 win, and Karltzy was crowned Finals MVP, making history as the first Filipino player to earn the honor. That night, Bren Esports didn't just win a championship. They gave the Philippines its very first MLBB world title, becoming the pioneers to what would be a Filipino dynasty. Or at least, that's what they thought. You see, what goes up must come down. Success at such a young age went straight to Karl's head.
Sana next play agad para laglag agad yung mga AI sa MPL.
At this point ba, feeling nyo na decode ninyo totally yung blacklist? O ano yung significant reason kung bakit ba one-sided yung game 3? Karl?
Wala na kasing Estes tsaka walang marksman. Marksman lang alam nun Tsaka Estes lang, Rapa, yun lang.
Kyrie, anong level mo na?
The period after M2 was where Karltzy learned that being on top means everyone wants to knock you down. Bren Esports hit a steep decline in TLPH seasons 7 and 8. The team that once stood at the peak of Philippine MLBB suddenly couldn't find their rhythm. They struggled through the seasons. The pressure showed, not just on the team, but on Karl himself. He was no longer the hungry underdog. He was now the target everyone wanted to beat. By late 2021, amid roster changes and disappointing results, Bren made the shocking decision to release Karltzy. But Karl wasn't done just yet. He joined Echo Philippines to form what everyone called a super team. The roster included several mechanically gifted players, as this was supposed to be the team that would dominate everything. But with meta shifting dramatically, Karl was asked to do something that went against everything he knew, playing tank heroes. For a player who had built his reputation on flashy assassin plays and high kill counts, learning to support his team from the front line was a big adjustment. But Karl realized he had to swallow his pride and accept the changes in the meta. But it wasn't easy. Season 9 became one of the most humbling chapter of Karl's career, as despite a strong performance in the group stage, Echo faltered in the playoffs. Even Karl himself admitted.
Nung natalo, ang sakit. Pero may part sa sarili ko na disappointed ako sa akin. Kasi parang tingin ko ako yung nag-cause kung ba't kami natalo. Kasi ayoko lang mag-adjust.
After that season, Karl entered the following year with renewed determination. He was driven to silence his critics and defeat every team that stood in his way. Now coming into Season 10, Karl had fully adapted to the changing meta. He embraced the challenge of tank junglers, mastering heroes like Akai, Fredrin, and even tank Karina. With this, Echo showed massive improvements with a 10-4 record in the regular season, and a second-place finish against the reigning two-time champion in Blacklist International, securing their chance at the M4 World Championship. The M4 World Championship in Jakarta, Indonesia, brought together the best teams from around the globe, all chasing the most prestigious title in Mobile Legends. Heading into the tournament, the Philippines were heavy favorites, and for good reason. Both Echo and Blacklist International dominated the group stage and stormed into the playoffs looking unstoppable. Echo blazed through the upper bracket, taking down every opponent that stood in their way, with the only exception of Blacklist International, to whom they fell in a close 2-3 series. The loss dropped them to the lower bracket finals, where they defeated RRQ Hoshi to earn one final shot at redemption.
Make your way for Echo from the Philippines, Blacklist International!
What was expected to be a tight showdown turned into a one-sided display of dominance.
bringing him back, immobilizing him. Sanford jumps in again. He finds it. Venus forced to run away. Yeah, we find the kill otherwise. Sanford finds a double. Echo, they haven't just broken the code. They have shattered it. 4-0 for the Orcas.
The age of the Orcas is now. Echo are your M4 World Champions.
Echo dismantled Blacklist 4-0 in the Grand Finals, a clean sweep that not only dethroned the champions, but also cemented Echo's place in history as the new kings of MLBB. For Karltzy, the victory held even greater significance. Already a champion from M2, he etched his name in history by becoming the first player to win 2 M-Series titles. With another World Championship added to his legacy, Karltzy moved one step closer to cementing his status as the GOAT. Riding this momentum into MPL Season 11, Echo delivered a dominant regular season performance, finishing with an impressive 11-3 record. Their form carried seamlessly into the playoffs, where they dispatched Bren and RSG to set up yet another highly anticipated Grand Finals showdown against Blacklist International. With unshakable confidence, they swept Blacklist 4-0, mirroring their M4 dominance. Following their championship run, the Echo organization entered a new era by partnering with Team Liquid ahead of MPL Season 12. With the transition, the team maintained a high level of performance across subsequent tournaments, securing a third-place finish at both MSC and MPL Season 12, and eventually reclaiming the throne with a championship win in MPL Season 13. With such a remarkable resume, Karltzy's name is often brought up in the GOAT conversation. However, some still hesitate to crown him definitively, pointing to one missing piece in his otherwise stacked collection: the elusive MSC trophy. Entering Season 15, Team Liquid Philippines underwent several key adjustments. With their star gold laner Benny departing, the team needed someone to fill the void, and they found the perfect fit in Oheb, a former standout from their longtime rivals in Blacklist International. With their new roster locked in, TLPH entered Season 15. The regular season was a breeze. They cruised to a dominant 12-2 record. In the playoffs, they defeated Falcons in the lower bracket finals to earn a spot in the Grand Finals, setting the stage for a thrilling 7-game showdown against Onyx PH.
Onyx Philippines at yung Pagok ay available na rin.
Okay, magmamadali yata dito sila King Kong. Even though there's JP, pero nandyan ang Quad Shadow, may threat na pwedeng umagaw.
Okay, wala rin naman yung entry holder dito ng Team Liquid Philippines, so most likely ibibigay ito ng Onyx. Pero si Sanford talaga, ito na naman yung mga buy time na ginagawa niya. Yun na yung grab. Dadalhin din sa tropa. But the Guardian, nagamit si Sanji ang naabutan doon sa may batalikod. Si Karl nilalabag yung sa Saman Force. Pero sa likod, pinutay pa sa blade. Mula dito kay King Kong. At napatay na kagad si Sanji. Ngayon naman si JP napatay din. Si Sanford ay delikado rin ang sitwasyon. Si Kerr ay mamapatay din. Sa kamay dito ng Team Liquid Philippines. Habang si Brusco ay tumumba. Ito na yung habulang nagaganap.
JP, sino nga ba ang kanilang aabutan? Brusco sa likod.
Nasa likuran na natontan siya dito habang may Summer Force na kupo. Dalawa kagad na patay. King Kong dito ay nagwawala na. Diversion play sa may Winter Crown. Pero mapapatay pa rin siya.
Pero, op.
Kundigan pa pero mamamatay ata si Guerra. Naku po, delikado ata ang Onyx Philippines sa pagkakataon nito. Uy, may nakuha na kill. Dalawa kagad na patumba dito ng Team Liquid Philippines. At diretso na ata ang TL. Yung Lord ay nandun pa. Clear wave ay open pa para din sa Onyx Philippines. At diretso na ang Team Liquid Philippines. At makikita na nga ata natin ang bagong kakatawan sa lakas ng Pinas. Ang kampiyon ng MPL Philippines Season 15. Team Liquid Philippines!
In the end, TLPH prevailed, securing the Season 15 championship and Karltzy's 4th title. More importantly, the win earned them a coveted slot at MSC, giving Karltzy another shot at the one trophy that has eluded him throughout his career. The MSC held in Riyadh gathered the best teams from around the world, all competing for a massive $3 million prize pool, even larger than that of the M World Championship. As one of the tournament favorites, TLPH dominated Group A with a flawless 2-0 record. Their momentum carried into the knockout stage, where they overpowered Aurora and Onyx to secure a spot in the Grand Finals. There, they faced the defending champions, SRG, but the series was anything but close. TLPH showcased complete control, closing out the match 4-1.
Executes down if he goes Skypiercer, but seeing the Granger, don't really think it's going to be a double Skypiercer angle here. Wait the dragon over to Karltzy, but the airstrike as well. Everything used with the guy to win gets him the safety. Sanford gets a 3-man immobilization as guys get thrown back by the Crimson Beacon and Lantern Flare, and Oheb is right there for the taking. It's going to be Sanji with the kill. Cram mounted up. Sanji still with the Lantern Flare again as Sanford jumps in again, but Oheb gets the Death Sonata in. Sanford immobilization, and the chain CC keeps on coming. It's Cram dashing back and forth. Gets lifted up again by the juice hit of Sanji, and will fall for the 4th time this game. Team Liquid, this could be a free lord again. Sanford just taking every shot, and he gets the guiding win back to safety. Karl gets the lord. An SOD landing, but there's no way he takes it. Sanji again giving Oheb all the space for now another Cram falling to the Cram looking for the play. Oheb losing immortality, has it with a turn, and he turns it around now with a Death Sonata, but he falls to Cram. Sanford still alive. Cram in the midst of it all there. A base turret falling up top, and Sanford still zones in the back. Innocent fighting for his team's life. The circling eagle takes him down.
And there you have it! Team Liquid taking all 4 members down with Stormy the last to fall, and you can see that they know it! The fans, they see it! Team Liquid crack open the base!
Forged in heartbreak, fueled by hunger, the cavalry charge shatters the throne of the defending champions!
With the final piece of his legacy now secured, Karl has cemented his status as the undisputed GOAT, surpassing legends like Rebo, Pugh, and others who came before him. Karltzy's story proves that true greatness isn't about being perfect from the start. He went from a cocky teenager who thought he was unstoppable to a mature champion who learned that ego without growth leads nowhere. Now at 21, he stands as the highest peak in MLBB history, not because he never failed, but because he learned from every setback. The teenager who thought he was a god learned to become a true leader, and the player who lost his way after early success found redemption through humility and hard work. Karltzy's legacy extends beyond his trophy collection. He inspired an entire generation of players and helped establish the Philippines as a Mobile Legends powerhouse. But perhaps most importantly, his story teaches us that excellence isn't about natural talent or early success. It's about the willingness to grow, adapt, and improve, even when you're already at the top. What do you think was the most important moment in Karltzy's career? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed learning about Karltzy's incredible journey, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more MLBB player documentaries.